Hello. I sure hope that you've prepared yourself for this video. You see, I have played more Slay the Spire than any other game in my library. For many years, it was my favorite game and still holds a firm spot in the top 10 easily. And yet, I've barely spoken a word on it. So naturally, in order to get all my thoughts out on this game, this video will be primarily composed of the schizophrenic ramblings of a femboy. But worry not, I've come prepared. To keep me in line and on track, I've recruited my good friend Vic to help me out.
Hello.
Which means that this video is now the schizophrenic ramblings of two femboys. Good luck. Welcome to Slay the Spire.
Yippee! In Slay the Spire, you play as one of the many fellows recruited by a large magical whale to ascend and, get this, slay the Spire, a towering monolith filled with strange people, horrifying monsters, deadly traps, and all the loot that you can carry. But how do you kill a building? Well, it's easier said than done, that's for sure. As you climb your way up through the spire, you'll be confronted by all sorts of terrifying monstrosities trying to halt your progress. You got living Chthonian nightmares, tax collectors, this derpy feller, these silly little guys, and the Father of the Year. Truly, only the most evil of beings reside here.
But you're by no means helpless. This is a deck-building roguelike, and the cards at your side will act as your trusty sword and shield. Or perhaps more accurately, your trusty Slayer armor and 950 caliber JDJ used exclusively for recreation purposes. Every card has some sort of effect, like dealing damage to enemies, gaining block to prevent the damage they deal to you, or applying status effects to hinder enemy actions. But it's not always free. Every card in your deck has a cost in energy, your main resource in the game. At the start, you'll get 3 energy every turn, and it doesn't carry over between turns, meaning it's use it or lose it. As you advance to higher floors and defeat bosses, you'll collect rewards that can modify the amount of energy you have, as well as add new cards to your deck, and upgrade your current cards to cost less energy or deal more damage. By the end of every run, the goal is to have a deck perfectly balanced in both defense and offense, able to play the best cards possible every turn and fully utilize your energy. Or you could die in the first 30 seconds of a run because the gremlin knob decided to demonstrate how weak the human spine is. It's kind of a toss-up.
The cards and rewards you find along your journey are primarily determined by your class, each of which are suited for specific playstyles. The Ironclad is by far the sturdiest member of the cast. They love all-or-nothing style cards that cost a lot of energy, healing in combat, gaining strength to do massive damage, retaining blocks so they're never hit, and even sacrificing their own cards for powerful effects. After all, it doesn't really matter if you burn your entire deck away when the enemy is dead. Sometimes the intrusive thoughts win, and my intrusive thoughts won't shut up about a plus 12 searing blow! Ironclad stopped by cultist.
Problem, cultist?
Caw! What's in the deck?
It's the unmatched power of the sun, cultist.
My power's been matched! Caw! Silent, on the other hand, isn't like the other girls. Their 4 favorite hobbies are stacking poison on bosses, drawing their entire deck 3 times in a single turn, toppling world governments, and throwing a frankly unnecessary amount of knives. Like, seriously, stop. Where do they keep coming from? Where does she keep them? If you love the color green, are a big fan of Linkin Park, and enjoy taking turns that last about half an hour, she'll probably be your favorite.
Defect is the Giga Chad class. Picking this silly little robot instantly will chisel your jawline and make you grow 3 inches. And no, I'm not biased, this is all clearly objective, shut up. Unlike the others, Defect's strength isn't, well, its strength. Instead, most of its cards summon or invoke these orbs, which have a variety of passive effects to help it out, like dealing damage or gaining block. A usual Defect player's turn will likely involve summoning a bunch of orbs, playing Thunderstrike, and then going to the gym for their usual 3-hour workout session while the animation plays. Or you can build a claw deck and pretend you're silent, up to you. Depending on the way you want to play, finding the right cards will be—
Wait, aren't we forgetting something?
No, I think that's everything in the character section.
What about the Watcher?
Oh, fuck. Watcher is the fourth and final class in Slay the Spire. I frequently forget they exist because, well, I don't like them. There's nothing inherently wrong with them, I just think they're lame. In fact, I'm convinced no one likes them. Never in my life have I witnessed someone get excited about playing the Watcher. If you happen to come across a Watcher main in the wild, please capture them immediately for research purposes. I hear that cryptozoologists go crazy for these guys. The Watcher can switch between different stances, exiting Calm to gain a burst of energy, or entering Wrath to deal double damage at the cost of also taking double damage. Setup is really important for Watcher, and they'll likely spend the first 20 turns stacking debuffs on enemies, storing energy, and gaining strength just to get one turn where their anime theme starts playing, and the boss watches its life flash before its eyes as its health bar is atomized by repeated palm strikes.
Okay, now we're good to move on. Depending on the way you want to play, finding the right cards will be your top priority. There are a lot of cards in this game, and they all come in certain types. Attacks are your main method of dealing damage. Usually they'll have some sort of added effect like drawing a card or applying a status effect, or maybe you're playing Ironclad. They most frequently target a single enemy, but depending on the card, could deal damage multiple times, hit multiple targets, or all the above. Skills, on the other hand, are a bit more diverse. They're primarily your defensive options, most commonly giving you some block to protect your bones, drawing cards, or applying debuffs to weaken enemies. But they can really do anything. Gaining strength, copying cards, getting energy, or even upgrading cards in your deck are all possibilities, and skills are a huge part of every character's playstyle. Just, watch out who you play them in front of.
Powers are the third card type and my personal favorite as a defect main. They're pretty different compared to the other card types. Most of the time, when you play a card, it goes to your discard pile, and when your deck is empty, you'll shuffle that pile back into your deck, allowing you to redraw the cards you already played. Powers, on the other hand, are removed from your deck for the rest of combat when they're played, instead stacking onto your character in the form of a permanent passive effect. These are your setup cards, granting things like strength every turn, applying poison with every attack, channeling orbs anytime you're hit, or gaining bonus energy. These three card types are the foundation of every deck in Slay the Spire, and depending on your character and build, you may want more or less of each. It's very uncommon to build a deck that's all one type of card, as all of them are incredibly important in different ways.
But just because these are the most common card types doesn't mean that's all of them. There are two other card types in the game that absolutely don't help you. These are status and curse cards. Ooh. Status cards are applied in battle by enemies and are designed to clog up your deck in some way, kinda like your email being full of spam. They're removed after each combat, but drawing them while you're trying to fight can make you miss out on important cards you need, and they're usually difficult to get rid of without taking damage or spending your energy, all of which is bad news for you. Curses are similarly designed to mess with your draws, frequently imposing difficult conditions on you, like limiting your cards you can play in a turn, or applying debuffs to your character. However, they vary from status cards in a brutal way. They remain in your deck permanently, persisting across every battle for the rest of your run.
Luckily, normal enemies don't add curses to your deck. Usually. Instead, the most common way you'll be cursed is through events. As you journey through the Spire, you'll move upwards floor by floor on this handy map, allowing you to plan out where you want to visit along your path to getting pegged by the bosses. While you'll most frequently be engaging in fights, that's not all you'll be doing. Events are your main alternative. These rooms present you with some sort of choice, letting you weigh your options to decide if the reward is worth the risk presented. For example, this weird-looking dog will offer you a ton of gold, but if you accept, you'll be cursed for taking it. Or maybe you'll stumble across an underground fight ring with the option to take on difficult battles in the arena in exchange for massive rewards. Or maybe you should just steal from the homeless. Truly, this game lets you live out your wildest fantasies.
You can also find camps along your path, allowing you to rest and recover some health, or upgrade your cards to make your deck even better. These are one of the few safe areas in the Spire, with the only other one being the shop. The merchant? He's my best friend. This silly little guy has all sorts of wares available, as long as you've got the cash for it, of course. As you continue on your journey, you'll find pretty much every battle will reward you with not only cards, but also gold. And this little goober is your main way of utilizing it. His shop carries everything from cards, potions, unique trinkets, and even the option to remove a card from your deck. One of the only ways you can get rid of curses in the whole game. The only thing you can't buy here is your dignity. Or the rug. Even though it's so cool, please, I'll give you 8-bit.
What?
Sometimes you'll rock up to the shop with 10,000 gold in your pockets and buy his entire stock, and other times you'll push aside all of his rare cards and items for a single uncommon on sale.
Is that fucking Glacier? Oh, let's go, boys, the run is saved. Woo! The final room type in the Spire is by far the scariest. Elite battles. The regular enemies will routinely end your run by suplexing you into the pavement, but if you're scared of some random thug with a knife, you may want to avoid the bodybuilder with enough juice in their system to kill a horse.
Look, the looters are no joke, okay? They do not mess around. I'm over here having a good time, and then they come out of the shadows and proceed to steal all my lunch money. They even stole my sweet roll, damn it! I hate them! They're bullies and always get away with it too. I get them down to 1 hit point, and then they just... every goddamn time! I just wanted to buy a waffle.
Okay, I'm happy that you got that out of your system, I think? Anyway, elites usually come along with some sort of gimmick that makes their fight incredibly difficult. Whether that's summoning a bunch of guys, putting you on a turn limit, or just being really, really strong, going up against them can easily end a run if you aren't prepared. But if you can take them down, the rewards are worth it. Just like in real life, defeating a powerful foe will award you not only with satisfaction, but with treasure. So go fight that bear, I believe in you.
These treasures they mentioned are relics. Relics are special passives that you collect along your run, and instead of cards, are items that apply directly to your character. Each class has its starting relic that helps them from the very beginning, and more can be found through events, shops, elites, and you're guaranteed one on every floor and after each boss. The Ironclad starts with Burning Blood, which heals him for 6 hit points after every fight. The Silent begins with the Ring of the Snake, which lets her draw 2 additional cards on the first turn of combat. Defect gets the Cracked Core, which channels a single lightning orb to deal damage for it at the start of every combat. And Watcher has Pure Water, which grants them a single extra energy that they can use at any time. But these are just the start, and the relics you find throughout each run can be absolutely build defining, generally useful, or just net you some nice rewards. Or, you know, become entirely useless. Bro, I removed all the strikes from my deck on floor 2. What the heck am I supposed to do with this?
They can do anything from reduce the damage you take to grant you more energy, or randomize the cost of cards in your deck and completely ruin your perfectly good run. I don't care though, I will still take Snecko Eye every time it shows up. Regardless, you probably won't get far without them, and it's very rare that you'll ever want to pass up a relic if you're able to take one. After all, you're gonna need everything at your disposal to take down the final boss.
In order to win a run of Slay the Spire, you'll need to work your way through 3 acts, each ending with a super powerful boss. Each floor obviously increases in difficulty, introducing enemies and unique mechanics that you'll need to play around. If you really feel like it, you can even collect 3 keys throughout your run to access a secret final boss, the Heart of the Spire. To even reach the heart in the first place, you'll need to make sacrifices along your run. The keys all require a special action to obtain. The Jade key makes you fight a buffed elite. The Sapphire key forces you to give up a relic, and the Ruby key makes you watch Ruby after Season 2, which is torture. Oh, and you still need to beat the Act 3 boss, of course. If you can do all that, then you'll finally get a chance to face the hardest enemy in the game, and maybe even slay the Spire. But if that sounds too easy, there's always Ascensions.
Ascensions are the scaling difficulty modifiers of Slay the Spire, and each time you win a run on any Ascension difficulty, you'll unlock the next one all the way up to 20. Every level makes the game harder, from giving you less money to making enemies deal more damage, finally resulting in the pinnacle of challenge that the Spire has to offer. Ascension 20's modifier is that you're forced to fight a second final boss. This is completely insane, and believe me when I say it'll take a lot of deaths before you get a successful A20 run. And I mean a lot. But I absolutely love the challenge that comes with it, mostly because I'm a complete masochist. What can I say? Gotta get those achievements somehow. All in all, Slay the Spire is absolutely packed with content. The sheer number of options you have while playing is frankly amazing, and we didn't even touch on the incredibly active modding community or streamer integration. This is a public service announcement. Together in Spire makes the game multiplayer, and it's fun as fuck. It's $25 on Steam, and while I personally believe it's worth every cent, if that seems too pricey, don't worry. It goes on sale all the time, so you have a chance to pick it up for way cheaper. There's a very good reason that Slay the Spire became the go-to deck-building roguelike. It's because it's amazing. I can't recommend it enough, and I'm unbelievably excited for the sequel.
Yo, they added a sassy skeleton? Look how cool they are!
Oh yeah, this is gonna be Game of the Year. Believe me when I tell you I'll be covering it. A huge thank you to Vic for joining me and doing some lovely animations. You can check him out over at Vic Falcon, which will be in the description below and on the end screen.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's been cozy camping in your walls.
Wait, what?
What?
Anyway, thank you so much for watching, stick around for question time, and believe me when I say, we'll see you soon.
I'm in your walls, 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 I'm in your walls.
Whoa, hey, what's that? Whoa, oh my gosh, are those my Patreon supporters on screen right now? Wow, that's crazy. You should go join them for $2 a month. Wow, that would be awesome. Get your name in all the credits. Wouldn't that be cool? Link in the description. Anyway, let's get to some comments. Now explain why Gebra has boob window. Aerodynamics. Garion looking like Umbreon. Oh fuck. Oh god, that's cursed knowledge actually. I can't believe that I didn't see that before. Oh, no wonder they're one of my favorite characters. God damn it. I like your humor. Thanks. Also, has anyone ever told you that your voice reminds them of Mother's Basement but for games instead of anime? I'm gonna choose to interpret that as an insult. Fuck you. So do you think that the entire ending of the game would have been saved if Angela was able to have meltdowns or just some way to vent out the anguish of it all? Debatable? The problem was her having emotions in the first place, I guess. In Library of Ruinant, which there will be a video on, just it's gonna take a while. This video took 3 months to fucking make. She does start to process her emotions, so yeah, maybe she just needed an outlet and some reassurance that everything was going well. But I don't know if anyone could have actually given that to her in LobCorp, so I think we were just fucked no matter what. Also, this is the most normal fucking Deep Rock Galactic fan on the entire planet. I swear to God, all of you are mentally ill. It's a great game though. Maybe you'll get a video eventually. Thanks for watching, guys. Go check out Vic's channel. Bye-bye.